However, I sent messengers to them with this reply: I am engaged in a great enterprise and am unable to come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it to come down to you? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pruning to Prosper. I'm your host, Gina Morton, and you just heard the most frequently quoted Bible verse that occurs in our house. Yes, my husband and I say this phrase to each other, this Bible verse to each other, all the time. And I think when you understand why we say it all the time, you might be running this through your head as well. So, Nehemiah is on this mission to physically rebuild the wall surrounding Jerusalem because the Jews have been scattered at this point. This is part of the restoration. They're trying to bring the Jews back together to one place, and they are going to abide by the rules of Moses moving forward. So they're kind of like regrouping and getting their stuff together, right? And it was his idea to rebuild this wall, but he presented it in a prayer to our Lord, and he was kind of given like clear path to make it happen. And so you could say he had the blessing of the Lord to rebuild this wall. So it really truly is part of God's will for Nehemiah to rebuild this wall. You and I all have a plan that God has laid out for us. And you can say that, we are building our wall. We are building our life. We are raising our kids. You might be building a company. But whatever it is, you are doing the same thing. You are on a mission to fulfill the will of God in this short time that you have here on earth. And what he is saying when he is up on the wall and people are asking him to come down. Well, first of all, they were asking him to come down because they wanted him to attend a meeting where they planned on doing him harm. Whether he knew that they were planning that or not, I don't know. But he had this singular focus of building this wall. And when I say wall, it is, according to what I looked up, on average, the wall was 39 feet high and 8 feet wide. Okay, so you could pretty much you could drive a car up there if you had the means of getting a car up there. That's how wide this wall was. And they did it in 52 days. So he was on a serious mission. This guy was so focused on what he was doing to bring the Jews back together that he could not be bothered coming down. And that's what I want you to remember is whatever you are building, imagine that you are on a wall 39 feet high and 8 feet wide. Okay. So when people kind of bother you, or they're sending you messages, or the kids are nagging you, or you get an email that's like, I want you to say to yourself, is this worth me coming down from my wall? Because it's not like you can just be like, oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to come down from my wall. It's 39 feet, you guys. Okay. That's what I want you to imagine when you get interrupted with your work, or you get distracted by a text, or you get, called into one more meeting at work. That's just another thing that could have been an email instead of a whole 45-minute meeting, right? I want you to say this to yourself. Is it worth me coming down from my wall? Okay. And most times it is not. And when you start to discern whether or not something is worth you coming down from your wall, from your mission in life, stop what you're doing and come down to address whatever's going on at the base of the wall. Once you figure out how to discern that, your life is going to be like, whoo, success. Okay. Because that's so much of life, is just discerning what is worth your time, what's worth coming down from the wall. I gave this example to my friend Lori the other day. We were talking about just kind of like leadership within our families. And, that's the other thing that you can kind of imagine that you're up on the wall doing is leading your family. Okay. So as parents, we're on the wall, as employers, we're on the wall. Maybe you're the coach of a team or a teacher. There's so many different times that we are on the wall. And I said to Lori, I said, okay, let me explain it to you this way. All right. Because we did swim team together. All of our kids did swim team. And I said to Lori, I said, imagine that you were in charge of snack bar for the swim meet. And part of our swim team was, if you were the host team, you had to fill the snack bar. Okay. So each family would kind of contribute some food or whatever. And one of the things was walking tacos. So you would have to contribute beef and crock pots or whatever. So I said to Lori, I said, now imagine you're in charge of the snack bar and you don't know how many crock pots the team owns or how many you have access to. I said, would you email the coach? All right, let's just say you did. Let's say you're like, I'm going to email the coach because I don't know what the answer is. And, it's the day of the meet. And you email him at maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, 11 o'clock comes around and you haven't heard yet. So you start getting a little antsy, and you start thinking like, okay, what am I going to do? This guy's got to get back to me. When you haven't heard from that guy at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, what's going to happen? Because he's up on his wall. He's the coach of the team. And this snack bar stuff is way down here. So what's going to happen at 2 or 3 o'clock when you haven't heard from this guy? You're going to figure out something else. You're going to maybe email the mom that ran the snack bar last meet or last year, or you just start making executive decisions saying like, you know what, if you've agreed to make the meet, you need to bring the crock pot. That's it, right? The coach cannot be bothered with these little things that are going on behind the scenes. The coach is worried about who's swimming the relay, who's going to get us to states, who's going to, swim what today, who needs experience with this distance. He's not worried about the snack bar. And that's how you have to treat everything that comes across your desk is this snack bar material and I'm the coach? Then you just push it aside. It's not for you to worry about. If there's gossip, that's at the bottom of the wall. I can tell you right now, anything with gossip is at the bottom of the wall. You do not need to stop what you're doing to come down and address that. No way. So that's what I have for you today. I want you to really listen to this Bible verse and remind yourself of this throughout the course of your day. It could be, I know when I did the podcast on grades, I got a lot of feedback on grades. That's another thing that you could say is at the bottom of the wall. Don't be stressing about all the grades and the homework and all that stuff until it's worth coming down from the wall. All right. That's only for you to decide. You have to decide what is worth coming down for. And when you decide what is worth coming down for, then that's your yes. And then everything else falls to the wayside. You don't need to worry about it. All right. This passage keeps things in perspective. I encourage you to memorize this verse, keep it at the tip of your tongue at all times. And whenever you don't know what to do in a situation, just simply ask yourself, is this worth me stopping my work to come down from the wall? And chances are it's not. Have a great day. And I will see you on Saturday for a 5-minute declutter with me. Have a good one, ladies. Bye-bye.